All right, welcome everyone. It's Dawn Duvall with Shall We Stamp, and I am coming to you live from Fort Myers. And I will be here waiting for those of you all to come on and just say hi when you come on. If you're new to my channel, make sure you put your name in the comments so that I'll know who's here. Welcome, welcome. Back in a few minutes. Okay, hey, how you doing? I'll be here, don't worry. So we'll just wait for everyone to come on. In the meantime, I'm just gonna try to organize myself. So just pop on, say hi, or let me know that you're here, and we'll get started probably in about, oh, maybe, excuse me, 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, now I need to find my ruler. Phyllis, how are you? Are you feeling better? I hope so. Is it hotter than blazes up there? Because I know it is here. Oops, I just moved my thing. That probably wasn't a good idea, moving my thing here, and y'all might not be able to see my table. Hey, Karen Jo, how are you? How's everything? Crazy, crazy, I tell you. I'm trying to clean up. I'm trying to pick up stuff while I'm talking to you guys. I swear, if you could see my room, it's just crazy. I swear, I clean up when I leave at night, and it's well, I come back in here and then I get started and it's a mess again. Hey, from Indiana, and it's just crazy. It's just I've got cards every which way. I sent out birthday cards to our neighbors up in the villages, and one of the neighbors turned 100, and so her birthday was Sunday the 4th. So they did Friday, they did a golf cart parade. So all the neighbors, the street that we lived on, there was probably about 65 homes. It was like a one-way in, went into a loop, and then came back out. Pardon me. And of course, half of them were up north, you know, because they're snowbirds. But they had this big sign put in her yard that said happy birthday, and her kids were there. Her one son lives with her, and she still gets around. She still walks, makes her own coffee, all of that. And so they must have had probably 30, maybe 25 golf carts lined up, and at 10 o'clock they went driving around and honking horns and, you know, saying hi and wishing her a happy birthday and everything. I mean, it's just so awesome. So I had sent her a card, and I have other friends whose birthdays are coming up, so I made some special cards for them. So my desk over here is just covered with cards. I'm making cards, and anyway, so that's what got soaked leaving the dentist office. Sorry to hear that. Minecraft. Oh, I tell you, it's just like it was thundering here earlier, but I'm down at the studio, which is on the island of where we live, and this is so cool. Let me tell you, we have this what's called a driver on demand. So my husband had to go up to Lakeland, so he took the car, and of course we only have one car, right? And so I called the driver on demand. They just pick you up. There's no charge. That you can't tip them because they work for they work for the company, and what they do apparently is people can donate tips at the end of the year, and then they divide it amongst all the employees. But so I called and said, you know, I want to go to the island where I am in the Periwinkle building, and told him I had a little dog. And next thing you know, I went down took the took the elevator down, and the lady was already driving the van around to come up to the door to pick me up. I swear, it's awesome. It's just great. So I can, you know, I thought in the winter when the snowbirds are back and it's full, everybody's in full swing and parking is going to be a challenge, I'm taking the driver on demand. So, but anyways, yeah, so that's kind of a nice thing. So I don't have to worry about that. We sold our motorhome, and so my husband went up to Lakeland to get, I hope he got the paperwork because he didn't tell me that, but we had some other items that we were selling, but the people didn't want them. So we thought, okay, so I'm going to have to list them probably on some site. We've got like a brake buddy and some other stuff that go with motorhomes or whatever. So if you tow something, we've got a towing, the towing stuff. So anyways, but it's oh yeah, it's really great. And the more that we are getting comfortable, I'm getting comfortable in our small house, because it's half the size of what we used to live in. But you know, you only live in 3 rooms, right? Kitchen, well, the bedroom, the living room, and the kitchen. Of course, you got to have a bathroom, but you know, it's just getting really comfortable. And we've got all the furniture except for our living room set. So hopefully we'll get that sometime. I'm not sure if it's this month or early October. I don't know. It better be this month, because we're going to Phoenix in October for, I think we're going to be gone a week and a half or so. But anyways, hey, for Faye from Virginia, how are you? So anyways, but I love coming down here. It's so nice because I get to walk along the water and see the dolphins and boats that are out. And of course, it's hotter than blazes, so I try not to go out if I don't have to. But I need to get out and walk and get some of my exercise in. But anyways, all right, well, let's go ahead and get started. So for those that are here, welcome. Thank you for coming back after last week. And I was so brave enough, I've got 2 fun fold cards. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get to the second one, but I've got one made, and I've never seen this before, but and I'm sure it will be hopefully new for you guys as well. But let me just do a little bit of housekeeping as always. So I'm going to flip the camera down, and whoop, well, maybe I'm not. I'm hitting the finger to go to myself. Here we go. All right, so we have a new September tutorial bundle out. And this bundle, oh, Lord, it didn't print. I think there is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I think there's 30 some, might be 37, but don't hold me to that. So if you place a $50 order through my online store using my new, this is the September host code. So if you use that code, then I will send you this bundle by email that you can then save and use as reference. Hello, welcome. My voice is low. Okay, hang on a second. I think I've got the sound turned up, but let me confirm that. Hey, Judy, how are you? Hang on 1 minute. I don't want to push any buttons because I'm afraid I'll get turned off here. Let's see. Oh, hang on. Let me turn this one on. Hold up. I'm on the iPad and I got to, hang on a second. Let me see if I can get this to, oh, there we go. I think I had it on low. All right, hang on. There we go. Is that any better? Get it up to loud. Then I'll blow your ears out. How's that? Is that better? Hey, Marcia, how are you? Yay, clap, clap, clap. Is that better? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? So, all right. I'll wait for your response, but let's move on. Okay, so if you coming in from Wisconsin, hi, how are you? We're just getting started. I'm Dawn with Shall We Stamp, and if you place an order with me, if you don't have a demonstrator, or if you decide to share the love, if you spend $50 in my online store using this host code, then I will send you a tutorial bundle, and it changes every month. I collaborate with other demonstrators, and it's going to vary. Most of the time it looks like we have about 36 or 37 people. So these are really great tutorials that you can use as inspiration. You can copy them, do whatever you want with them. So that's awesome. So this is something that is September. So I have a new batch to send out to those of you that place orders with me. And then the other thing, just as a reminder, and I'm sure y'all are aware of this, that we still have our perfect partners in place, where they've added some dies with about 6 different stamp sets. And then the other thing is they started this month on the 1st, was every week Stampin' Up's doing a weekly special. It's a discount special. So the next one will be listed on the 8th, and then the 15th, and then the 22nd. So they will list, I'm not sure how many products, but they'll list various items that you can purchase at a discount. So pay attention on those dates so you can go back in and check the website to see what those specials are, and I'll try to put them out as soon as I get that information. So, all right, let's get started. I'm going to show you, now I have not done this card before, and I have, because I made it once, but are you all familiar with the pop and twist? So this is what we're making, and I decided I'm bringing it back like I did last week. I'm going to bring back some of our stamp sets that are in the catalog. And you know, this one has been around, I think, 2 years, because Connie Stewart is the one that designed this one when she hit $1 million. And if I'm not mistaken, I looked and I thought it came out in 2020. But so I thought we'd use some stamps that we currently have in our inventory, which is always nice, because some of them, sometimes they need some love. So we're going to use this one. So here is the Pop and Twist, and we're going to do it in a different color, but I brought in the white so that you can actually see, if you haven't done this, what I'm doing. And then what I'll do tomorrow is I will create, I'll go online and create the dimensions for you, and then I'll post that to the page, and I'll let you know when I do that. So this is, this one I did on Evening Evergreen with Soft Succulent, and it says, love you more than chocolate, and then it opens and flips. So what do you think about that? Now, is that not a wow card? Now, this sentiment right here is from a previous celebration stamp. I don't have that many big like celebrations or birthday stamps, so I pulled that one out from the archives. And then this is from Well Done, Well Done, and then the rest are from Nothing Better Than. So, all right, so this is what we're gonna get started. Now, this one's a little weird. I mean, at first when I did it, I thought it won't close, and then I realized you've really got to manipulate the paper. So we're gonna work on this one. If we get through this one and have enough time, I know it is. I have got another one I've never seen before, and that one's pretty easy. I think pretty easy, but I'm going to do some coloring. I've got everything cut out so that you all aren't going to sit here and watch me do all of that. So I've got everything pre-cut. But what I wanted to do is go through, and I'm going to use white paper because you will not be able to see my score lines using the, we're going to use, oh my gosh, what's the name of it? Early Espresso. So we're using the chocolate. All right, so you're going to need 3 pieces of cardstock. All right, we're going to need this one's pretty easy. This one's going to be 4 1/4 by 11. So this is going to be 4 1/4 by 11. And of course, we're going to score that in half. So that one you already know about, so I don't need to tell you that. So that one you score in half, okay? Now this one, it's going to be 11 by 3 3/4. Let me write this down. That way y'all can see it. This is 4 1/4 by 11. Score at 5 1/2, right? Okay. Then this one is this is going to be 3 3/4. Can you see that? I probably need to write in a pen, don't I? Let me find my pen. Here we go. Let me do that again. All right. So this one. This is your main page. This is 4 1/4 by 11. Score at 5 1/2. Okay, that's at 5 1/2. Scratch that. All right. This one is 3 3/4 by 11, and this one you're going to turn it on the landscape, right? And you're going to score at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and 8 1/4. Okay, so what that's going to do is it's going to give you 4 like 3-inch squares, 2 3/4 type squares. Okay, so that's the white, that's that second piece. And then this piece, which is the little booger-boo, this one is 8 by 3, so it's 8 inches by 3 inches. And what we're going to do on this one, and we're going to take this one. Now the other ones I'm not going to score because you know how to score, but let me get my, oh, here it is. All right, so on this one, excuse me, we are going to, first we're going to score it in half, right? So it's 3 inches, so half of this is going to be 1 1/2, right? And then I'm going to draw a line so you can see when we get done. All right, so this is going to be at, whoops, hang on, I'm about to cut my paper. This is going to be at 1 1/2, so we're scoring 1 1/2, okay? Now because it's 8 inches, then we want to score it at 4 inches, right? So we want to score at 4. And so let's get to the 4 mark, and I'll write all this down in just a minute. I almost cut my paper there because it's 8 by 3, so half of 8 is 4, so we're going to score at 4. All right, now, whoops, there goes my hold on, there goes my cord. My microphone cord decided not to stick. All right, and then the next thing that we have to do is we've got to measure, because we've got to get this point where it's going to come together. And this is the part that's just, it's not tricky, but once we start folding, it gets a little squirrely. Okay, so we're going to come in at a half an inch, right? I'm sorry, 1.5. Let's start all over again. We're going to come in at 1.5 inches. We're going to come up here. I'm sorry, we want to come in from the end, so let me do it this way. I got to do it this way. Hang on. From the center of the card, we want to come in at 2.5. That's right, 2.5. So we want to come in at 2.5, which should put us, got to do it this way. From the outside in, we're going to come in at 2.5. So I'm going to make a little mark right here, okay? We're going to do the same thing at the top on this side. So we want to come in from the end right here. And let me see if I can pull in just a little bit here. Then we're going to move this in at 2.5, okay? And then on this side, we're going to do the same thing. So we've got it lined up here. We're going to mark it 2.5. And then we're going to come up here and do the same thing at 2.5. Have y'all made, have any of y'all made this card? If you have, tell me in your comments. I'd like to know. All right, so there's our half marks, okay? So what we're going to do now is we are going to score from here to here and then here to here, and then we're going to fold it. And this is going to be our mechanism to get this thing to make it pop and fold. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this first in the center just because I want to. So this is that 1.5, so I'm going to just go ahead and score that right now. Fold that. And then we'll fold this, okay? We're going to get all this folded, and now we're going to come in and let me move these out of the way because we don't need those. All right, now we're going to come in with our paper trimmer, and we're just going to line up our marks, okay? So we're going to take this mark here, and we're going to line that up. Can you see? And then here's the mark, and then I want to get this one in my trimmer, so you just want to get them lined up in the trimmer, all right? And then we're going to lay that down once they're lined up. I got to make sure what things are, and then we're going to give it a good score, okay? So we've got that one scored, and then we're going to turn it and do the opposite, okay? So this one goes in there, and I always hold the one and then move the other one to get it in place, and then I just adjust as needed, and I think that's pretty close, so we'll close that one, and then we're going to come in and score that as well, all right? So let me draw the line so that y'all can see this, if you can't. So this one is coming from here to there, okay? And then this one is going to be scored from here to here. And then, of course, we've got our halfway mark, right? So our halfway mark is there, and then our seam going through the center, okay? Now, once we have all of that, then what we have to do is we've got to manipulate these scores and bend them. So we're going to bend this one over, and we're going to twist it like this, okay? So you're going to fold it over like that. And let me put this down so it's not quite as white. And then you want to do that for each of the other parts. So we're going to take this one. So we've got this one bended this way, right? So then this one, we're going to come back and we're going to do him the opposite. So we're going to do all of these by bending them, because this is what's going to cause our thing to pop open. So we're just going to force these, and you're just going to force them and make them do what you want them to do. All right, so you're going to do like that. Cut those over. All right, so this is what it's going to look like once we get it all folded. So then you have it like this. So when we attach our card base, we're going to fold this thing in. We're going to fold it. Let me get my little piece out so I can show you. Hang on, I've got all my pieces over here. Hold on a minute. Let me find my little piece here. Hold on a minute. I got all my stuff stacked up so I don't lose anything. All right, so we're going to fold it in. All right, and we're going to pop up. All right, so if you can see this, I don't know if you can see it. This is popped up. And then this is going to come in, and we're gonna make it fold, and we're gonna make it turn into. It's gonna come this way, and then one's going to fold in. Gotta get it going the right way. Some have to pop out, some have to pop in, and then we're gonna hang on a second. We want to get it like that. Now here we go. This one's going to come in. I'm going to fold it like that, and then this one's going to come in, and we're going to fold it like, get that one pop in too. So you got to get them to pop so that they will both go in. All right, and then you're going to fold it like this to make an arrow. Okay, see what I did? You're going to take and you're going to fold them in towards the inside. So fold them in towards each other. Then you're going to make it lay down flat like an arrow. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to twist it. Hang on, we got to get these guys back up, and we got to get him in half. So we're going to fold him in half, and then these guys are going to come up and twist, and then we're going to flip it over so that these make a little, they're going to make a little little canopy thing. So we're going to flip it over on its sides. We want it like that, and then we've got to turn it around. Hang on. So here we go. I'm doing my goofy stuff again. Hang on. We've got to get this thing's got to fold around. There we go. So I just turn one side to the other to get it like that, and then the back one will go like that. Okay, so that way you're folding them backwards, and then you end up with these pieces like this. Does that make sense? Oh, all right, so let me get this, let me get in the camera a little bit better. Okay, so it's folded like that, right? So once you've got it, then we're gonna flip it from that way to this way. And then we've got an arrow, but we've got some open legs. I call them open legs. Okay, so that's gonna be our piece that we're gonna use as our mechanism, all right? So I'm gonna set this aside, and I'll put these, I'll post these on the page tomorrow so that y'all can have the directions written out, all right? So I'm gonna set this off to the side for just a minute. So I'm gonna bring in all my pieces, and then we're gonna go ahead and build our card, all right? So I have my early espresso, and this is gonna be my base card. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold this and score it. And I know I chose a dark color, but I apologize right now. All right, so that's gonna go off to the side. Now these are the pieces that we did with our fold with the score lines, right? So we're just gonna fold these and give them a good burnish. And then we'll fold them, and they're gonna go end up going the other way. So I'm gonna get it like this, okay? And then actually it's gonna go like this. Well, this one's gonna pop up in the center. Okay, so that's how it's gonna go, like that. All right, just like that. Okay, you with me so far? So now we're gonna decorate. I'm gonna decorate the inside first before I do the outside. And I've cut some of the designer paper is from the, He's the Man, if I'm not mistaken. Is that the one, the masculine one that's got the cars and all that stuff? So I've cut the squares, and these are 2.5 by 3.5. So I'm gonna place one of those on each one of my panels. And then we're gonna come in and use, we're gonna put some white on there, and then we'll start doing our stuff. So let's go ahead and put this together. It is a little, the first time you do it, if you've not made this card, the folding part gets a little tricky. That's all I can say. And I did practice with white paper because I wanted to make sure before I screwed everything up, because I have lots of white. So I did it with white, and I did have to pull it apart the first go round because I didn't have this piece in there. When I folded it, my cards were sticking out. Pardon me. So and I'll show you what we have to do when we get to that point, so you don't do what I did. So you know, leave it to me to make all the mistakes, right? Because I do that so you all don't have to make mistakes. So I'm just laying all of the same across the across these things. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get all this. Now this one outside of this isn't too bad, but there was a lot of cutting because I did a lot of chocolate, because I'm using chocolate instead of cocktails. I did the chocolate for candy, and then I colored some candy, but I did all of that in advance, so hopefully it won't take that long, and then we can get to the other fun fold. It's another one, and that one's not so bad. That one's pretty easy. But when you look at it, you look at it and go, ooh, that's different. So, all right, so we have our 4 squares or rectangles on here, I should say. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to come in with, I've got 3 of the whites, and they are, of course, it's going to be a quarter down. So these are going to be 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, now I'm using a couple of retired items. So I'm using the Starburst Punch that we used to have. I'm using that because I hate getting rid of my punches because I really like my punches. You know, sometimes it's easier just to have your punches than it is. And no, I'm not taking anything away from our dies, but sometimes it's easier. I know I'm getting older. My hands don't punch as hard, you know, as nice as they used to, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp a sentiment on here, and the one I'm stamping on here is going to say, this is going to be a little different. This one's going to say Sweet Wishes. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that on here I'm thinking of using, and I don't know, let me see. I'm thinking of using Sahara Sand, but I think that might be too light. So I'm going to flip it on this side because I wrote, oh no, it's on the other one. And if I don't like it, then we'll change it up to Early Espresso. I have a feeling we might want to do Early Espresso because I don't think this is going to show. Yeah, I think that's too light. What do y'all think? Can you see that? Let me do it again, and I'll do it in Early Espresso. Let me move this out of the way so I can get to my stamp cleaner. Hold on a minute. I got to open up my little chamois. Chamois off to the side. All right, I'm going to do it in Early Espresso, and then y'all tell me which one you like better. I think it's going to be early Espresso, but let's see. So I'm going to flip it over because it doesn't matter, right? So let's do it in Early Espresso and see. I think that's going to look better, actually. Yeah, I think that's going to stand out. What do y'all think? This one, which is going to be there. Can you see that? Or that one? Which do you think? All right, so let me know. I'm thinking I'm going to go with Early Espresso because it's much darker and you can see it. So unless y'all tell me otherwise, I'm moving on. All right, so while we're waiting on that one, I'll just move on to the next next thing. Let me move this out of the way. All right, so I have my my white squares here, and these I'm going to go ahead and decorate, but I want to stamp them first. Yeah, I think espresso too, so I'm going to leave that one open. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to bring in all my stamps. So we're going to stamp our cards here. So the first one I'm going to stamp is, today is, let me move those out of the way. Today is we're going to stamp it right up here. All right, today is actually I'm going to move my pad over here. Move this over there. That way I can get to my chamois. All right, so today is and then we're going to come down at the bottom, kind of, sort of, and I'm going to put, it's going to say, it's chocolate kind of day. So I think right here I'll do kind of day right about there. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now I'm going to come in with one of my chocolates, and I'm using the our double-sided paper, or the adhesive paper that we have. So that is on the back of my chocolate, and I'm going to peel that off. I'm going to stick that through there so I can get that out. And this, anytime you're using little dies like this that have, really tiny letters and things that's real thin, it's hard to get a hold of. And of course now I won't be able to get it off. Use that sticky paper because it works like a charm. And if I can just peel it back, there we go. And then we just stick it on there. So it makes it really nice to do that. It makes it easy. All right, so there's our chocolate. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna place this at an angle. So I'm gonna place that right about there. Hopefully he's not too crooked. All right, so we've got, today is, oops, let me pull this off. Got the little L, there we go. All right, so today is a chocolate kind of day. And then we're gonna add some chocolate candies that I cut out on the, and I have a feeling I got that too low. these, and I cut these out because there's a die, and then I colored them with the Stampin' Right, the Stampin' Blends, and I did crumb cake, light and dark, okay? So there is our first little panel. So we're gonna go ahead and apply that. So it's really, this part's pretty easy. It's just, watch me when we, we'll get it done. All right, so we're gonna set that in there. And then the next one is going to be, we're gonna put this one over here. And this one we're gonna put here. So let me go ahead and add this one since we've agreed that we want the early espresso. So let's add some adhesive here. And then we'll put this little bad boy together. So we're gonna put Sweet Wishes. And then I do have some, I'm gonna put some champagne things on these when I get done. And here we're going to put another piece of chocolate. And I should have had chocolate with me today while I was, or today when I was working on this, and I didn't. So it makes you want to have some chocolate. If you like chocolate, hopefully you do. All right, so we're gonna add this little piece of chocolate right here, and we're gonna put him, probably pull him down just a little bit, put him at an angle. And then we'll add some little embellishments in just a minute. Okay, now this one, I've cut out an early espresso of the Starburst. And this one, we are going to use, I used the 1 3/4 circle punch just because it fits on here really well. And I'm gonna stamp, hopefully it fits. I'm gonna stamp the, from the Well Done, I'm gonna stamp, You're Kind of a Big Deal. Hopefully that fits on there. We'll see. Yep, it does. So that works out even better. All right, so we're gonna put him on here. And I'm using my, my glue holder that Karen sent to me. All right, and then we're gonna attach that right there. Get him sort of somewhat even. And then we're gonna add this to the inside of the, to that panel. See, it's really a fun, I mean, this is such a fun card. I think the next one I'll do one with cocktails on it. So You're Kind of a Big Deal. And then we're gonna add more candy. We've got to have candy, so let's add some more candy here. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. And where's my little tweezers? There we go. All right, and we're gonna put this chocolate, we're gonna hang that one. Oh, let's see, I guess we'll just put it right there, right at the bottom. All right, and then this one, we're going to stamp a day, I think it's what it says, hold on. A day, yes, I got 2 stamps on here, hang on a minute. There we go, a day without. So this one's gonna say a day without. And we're gonna add the word chocolate. And let's do that first, and then I'm going to stamp the bottom. So let me go ahead and pluck the backings off of this. I probably should have gotten them started before we came live. There we go. Just takes a little bit to pull it. All right. And then we'll put that down. Whoops, ooh, about to make a mess here. All right, this one, we're gonna put, I'm gonna straighten this one out. Hopefully I can get it all on here. Okay, so a day without chocolate, and then I'll punch that once we get down, is, let me get this back, and we're gonna put another sentiment on here. And this one, all right, hold on, gotta get my stamp straight. All right, it's gonna say, it's like, just kidding, I have no idea. So we're gonna put that right there. Okay, all right, so there's that. And then we're gonna add another piece of chocolate to this one. So here we go. All right, so we got chocolate here, so we got lots of chocolate. So whoever gets this card better like chocolate, right? And we're gonna put that right up here. We'll put that a little bit at an angle. There we go, put it right there. All right, so let's go ahead and add this to the back. All right. I know, I love this set, and that's why I pulled it out, because I haven't, you know, you start using all the stuff that comes out in the catalogs, and then you start forgetting the ones that you have, and they're looking at you like, please use me. So that's what I've decided I'm going to start doing, is like every couple of weeks pull a set out that hasn't been used. All right, so there is the inside of our card. And so when we get ready to attach this, it's going to fold up like that. Okay, so we're going to leave this off to the side for just a minute. Now we're going to come in, and I think I better decorate the front before we start doing all the other stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and I've got a piece of Sahara sand and a piece of this right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay this here, but the first thing I want to do, let me close my early espresso, is I'm going to, no I'm not, I need that. I'm going to stamp the candy, hold on, where'd it go? I got to get the stamp out, I forgot to pull that one out. We're going to stamp the candy one that's just the lines. You know, some of these, they do have the inside like a two-step stamp. So we're just going to do the lines. I'm not going to do anything else. So let me just take this one and we'll put that on here. Okay, so I'm just going to use my earliest, I think I do I want to do early espresso or do I want to do, let's see, I might do Sahara sand, tone on tone. Let's see what that looks like. And if I don't like it, then we'll just flip it over. But let's see how that looks. It might be okay. Nah. Let's do chocolate. We want it to look like it's chocolate, so let's clean that. Okay, never mind, Sahara. I thought I was going to like you, but I don't. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to stamp these on part of the side because I'm going to have this strip is going to go down the edge there, okay? So I'm just going to randomly stamp these. So there's chocolate pieces and if I don't push too hard so I don't get any, we just want to give it some random stamps. And if it goes underneath, that's okay. We'll just do one here. Okay. And we might as well make it even, do one up here too. All right, some of those you're not going to see. All right, so let's close this up. All right, so we're going to bring this in and we are going to add that to the front. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to cut me a piece of white paper, but I got some handy. All right, so we're going to leave, I'm going to leave a little bit, and this is going to go, this is 2 inches, if I'm not mistaken, by, should be, yeah, this is 2 inches by, what, 5? Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this, and then we will get our white piece that I forgot to cut, but I've got a piece right over here. I can use that. I thought I had everything pre-cut, but apparently I didn't. So we're just going to lay this here and leave a little bit of the stuff showing, okay? Not a lot, but just a little. And I'm going to trim this because it's a little bit long. I sometimes cut mine a little bit longer because I like them to make sure that I can get them, that they don't run short, you know, because I'd rather have them too long than too short, right? Okay, so now I'm going to cut me a piece of basic white that is going to be 2 and, oh, let's see, 2 and 5/8 by 4 inches. Okay, so 2 and 5/8 by 4 inches. So let me cut this real quick. My apologies for that. And then we'll get everything else done. So 4, I'm going to cut this at 4. And then we want it at, what did I say? 4 and 2, oh, 2 and 5/8. That's what I said. 2 and 5/8. So we've got our 4 inches, so 2 and 5/8. That's 2.5, and then the one little mark over, 2.5 and 2 and 5/8 right there. All right, so we're going to cut that. And this is our piece that's going to go on the front. Okay, and all right, so that we will put right here. But first of all, we're going to build our stuff on it as we speak. So we're going to adhere all of our little pieces. I've got love you more, love you. So I've got to peel this off. My apologies. All right, so whoops, stuck to my finger. All right, so we're going to put love you more. And you know what it's going to say, right? Love you more than chocolate. That says a lot. All right, love. Now this one I'm going to push over to the side because we're going to get the U in there. U, more. So we want to leave room for the more. And if it's not straight, I'm not worrying about it, right? Because whoever gets this is just going to be amazed with the card. Right? So, okay, so love you more. Put that right there. Get it straight. All right, so we love you more than chocolate. Let's pop out these little pieces here, which I forgot to do. So we'll pop them out and pop that out. Okay, put those out of the way. All right, so we're gonna put love you more. Whoops, we better put the word than, huh? All right, better put love you more than. Well, I guess next time I use this paper, I'm gonna leave a little part already peeled up so I can lift it off. All right, love you more than, I'll even that out so it's kind of centered. All right, and then we're gonna put chocolate at the bottom and we're gonna put our candy in the center, so in between the words. All right, so hang on a minute. I just got my fingernails done. I told a lady to cut them short and they just don't believe me when I say short because they think, you want them how short? I'm like short, like barely hanging over the edge, and they still don't think that's what I want. And so I wasn't going to argue with the girl. It just wasn't worth it. But they're too long as far as I'm concerned. So, all right, so love you more than chocolate is going to be on the front of our card. So we're going to put our little chocolate pieces. All right, so we'll get those in there. Oops, see, I knew we might go over if y'all want to see this other card. So, all right, so we're going to put love you more than chocolate, and that's going to go on the front. So let's go ahead and adhere this, and then we'll get all of this attached, and then we'll go back and add a little bit of bling so that it doesn't look kind of plain Jane. Okay, so now we'll put this on here, and I'm just going to lay it right about like that. We'll have some of our little chocolate candy showing. All right, and then we're going to add this to the front of our card. Okay, so we want to get this on here before we start doing that mechanism. All right, so let's go ahead and add this. All right, I'm gonna get some glue in here. I tell you what, I tried using, have y'all used our Seal Plus? Tell me what you think about that, if you have. I want to know what y'all's opinions are. And then I'll tell you mine. All right, so there's the front of the card. All right, now, so the next thing we've got to do, here comes the challenge. We are going to take our little folded piece, okay? So this is our mechanism, right? So we're gonna line this up. We're gonna put the tip right, and I know it's dark. Hang on, let me see if I can blow this up. All right, we're gonna take this and you wanna put it right almost up to the fold line, but not all the way. So you wanna just make sure the card's gonna fold, okay? So we're gonna put some adhesive on this, just on the arrow. We're not doing anything more than the arrow. And if you have Seal or Stampin' Seal Plus, you might want to use that. But since I don't have any, I'm using the, and this is fine. You just gotta let it sit for a minute. All right, so we've got that on there, and it looks like it's pretty centered. And if you want to be exact, you can just measure and do 2 inches. So let's see how close I am. And I am right on, almost right on the dot. This is what, 4 1/4, so it'd be 2 1/8. I'm right on the dot. Look at that. All right, so we're gonna fold this over, and I'm gonna close it shut, and we're gonna let it sit for just a minute. I know, a delicious card. All right, so we're gonna let this sit for just a minute, and then we're gonna glue the back side of this as well, okay? So let me, yeah, let's go out some. All right, so we're gonna let that sit. All right, now see how it's starting to want to do its thing? So now we're gonna come back here, and we're gonna do the same thing on this one, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and add our adhesive to the back of this. And then we're gonna do some more manipulating on the card once we get everything on. So let's go ahead and close this and let this one sit for a minute or so. I don't think this is gonna be too bulky. I think you should be able to mail this without any extra postage, I believe. I haven't weighed it, but I'll let you know, because I can, I'll weigh it and put it in the thing tomorrow, because I've got my machine off. I've got stuff stacked all over it. Okay, so there we go. All right, so there's the front, and now see how it opens like that? All right, so what we want to do is we want to lay our card like this. Now, I'm going to come up. Now, when I did it yesterday, I had to take my card apart because I didn't come up high enough. I am going to come up about, I'm going to say a half an inch. So I'm going to come off this paper about a half an inch, maybe a little bit higher. I'm just going to eyeball it, okay? So let me fold my card and let's see. All right, I'm going to come up a little bit higher because if you don't, it's not going to close, all right? So we're going to lay that here. And this is just where you're just going to have to eye it, okay? So I know that from my experience from yesterday, I'm going to bring this up just a tad higher. And if it doesn't, we'll just take it off and redo it. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to leave it just like that. Now we've got the center here that we scored, right? And I know you can't see that because it's dark. So we're going to put some glue here, and then we're going to put glue on the bottom. So up here on this square, we're going to put our adhesive, okay? The top right square. And we're going to fold this piece back, okay? So let me fold this one back and let it adhere before we move on to the next one. So we're going to let that one adhere. All right, and then this one, we're going to do the bottom left, okay? So you've got your top right, and we're going to do the top right, and then we're going to do the bottom left, and that's going to force it to do its little twisty-doey thing, okay? All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and flip this one over and let that one sit for just a minute as well. Now, you could put something here if you wanted, but I'm leaving it the way it is. All right, now once it adheres, this is where you're going to have to kind of manipulate your paper. All right, and I know this is dark, but you've got those little twisty things, right? So we got to bend them. See how it's going to bend, and we're closing it, and it's going to lay over. Do you see that? So we've got it in, and we're just going to fold it in. Now, see how I've got my card a little too high now, right? Because see how, can you see it sticking out? That little bit right there. So I'm going to quickly take this off if I can without ripping it. I'll probably have to do it off screen, but anyways, so just make sure, like I've got this up, hang on, I'll tell you how far up I have it. All right, so I've done about a half an inch, so I probably should have done like 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to come back, so that's how it's going to fold, okay? So what I'll do tomorrow is I'll just take this off like I did the other one. And see, then I got overexcited because I was trying to get it right. So I'll just move it over. I'll move it down just a little bit, but that's how it works. So there you go. So once you get it in there, and you can probably hold it and try to twist it closed before you add your adhesive. And then when the person opens it, then this is what, you know, it's going to look like. So what do you think about that? All right, so there you go. There is your pop and twist card. Isn't that cute? So I'll put the measurements out tomorrow, and I'll type up oh wait, we need to put our little doodads on them. We got to decorate, so let me just do that 1 second. I've got some of the champagne rhinestones, so let's go ahead and do that, even though I'm going to pull that off, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to just add a few of the just to give it a little bit of pop to it. So we'll add, we're just going to put some, I'm not going to put them all over. I just want to put one there. And then we're going to twist and fold our card shut. So we're going to, whoops, get my fingers off. And what you're going to do is you need to, sometimes you may have to push your fingers in this, let me get back so you can see. On the side, you may have to push that in to get it to fold over until you get it to manipulate it to where it's going to do it by itself. All right. And then I'm just going to sprinkle a couple of the little ones on here. And once you get it folded, then it will start to lay flat once it gets, you know, accustomed to it. So let me go ahead and put one of these little guys. Hopefully I got glue on that one. Yep, and we'll put one there. And I'll go back and I'm going to take mine apart and I'll fix that little side piece. So just be aware that you don't want to go too far over, but you want to make sure you get it to where it's going to fold. All right, so there's that card. Isn't that cool? I just love this. I said, what a neat card is that? First time I've ever done one. All right, so there's that card. Do y'all have time? I know it's 10 to 8. Do y'all have time to see another card? All right, we're going to go for it then. All right, so give me 1 second. Let me move all this other mess. Well, you know, this one might take a little time because I didn't color, but I can always color the stuff afterwards, but give you a gist of how the card's going to actually work. So if y'all are up for that, y'all let me know in the comments if y'all want to see another card or save it for next week. It's y'all's call. I may not color it because that will take some time. All right, so we'll go for it then. Okay, so the next card. Da, 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 da. Hang on a minute. Coming in. All right, this one, I've got all my stuff. This one we're going to make, this is a holiday card. Since it's the holidays, I'm trying to get my cards. Now, my online class, I told you I was going to have it ready yesterday, but I lied. I just, you know, when you get it, I know y'all do the same thing. You get in your craft room, and the next thing you know, you've lost the track of time, and it's like you've been working, not goofing off, and all of a sudden you run out of time. I'm like, good Lord. All right, so this is what we're going to use, the Kindness Gnomes, and then all bundled up. So we're going to use these two together. All right, so let me get that. Let me show you this card. This is so awesome. And this I found on the internet from a lady by the name of Becky. I think it's called Becky's Place. And I've got everything is pre-cut on this one as well. So the only thing that was going to take some time would be for me to color, but we're going to also do some masking. All right, so here's the card. Okay, so there's the card, right? Nothing special about that, huh? Except for my little moose and my little gnome, and he's wearing his Tahitian tide. Okay. All right, so you ready for this one? We're going to open it, and then there's where you can write something. But wait, there's more. Papa! And I made a gift card holder. So you can put, look at a little puppy dog. So you can put a gift card in there for me saved, but since I saved the video, I'll be happy either way. Okay. All right, so this one, now it might be a little bit much on the designer paper. Now that I look at it, it seems kind of busy. But, so it has a gift card in the center. Hey, Donna. And so that's it. And then this part comes down. And you can write your sentiment in there, and then it closes up, and then I tied this with the balmy blue ribbon. All right, so let me show you how this one works. Okay, so you are going to have a 11 by 4 piece of cardstock, and somehow, oh, I got gunk all over it. All right, hang on a minute. Let me move my chocolate pieces are in the way. They're all over. Okay, so we've got 11 by 4, and we are going to score this at... Hang on a minute, I gotta think about this. Oh, this one's gonna be scored. This is gonna be a little different. So it's gonna be strange, but that's okay. That's how it's gonna work. This one is 11 by 4. This is gonna be the inside piece, okay? This is the inside, so just keep this in mind. Let me do the base card so you don't get confused. Hang on a minute. Let me move all my stuff out of the way. All right, this is your base card. The base card is 8 by 6, okay? So it's 8 inches by 6 inches. And we're going to score this at 2 inches and 6 inches, okay? So we're going to score it 2. And then we're going to slide it down and score it at 6. And you see what I'm doing? We're going to make those little flaps, okay? So that's our card base. Now we're going to come in with the 11 by 4. Now this one, you're going to score at 6 inches. And I'll show you what we're going to do here in just a minute, okay? So we're going to score that at 6. All right, and I think that's all we need right now for the scoring aspect. And I've already got everything cut, so it shouldn't take too long. And if we don't have time for me to color the mousse or whatever, that's fine. We'll I'll at least show you how we're going to masking. Okay, so the base of our card, we're going to fold in, right? And this is a really neat, I've not seen this before. And I probably won't go as heavy on the designer paper like I did, but we're gonna do the same thing on this one. All right, so that's our base card, right? Now, this is the 11 by 4 that we scored at 6 inches. So we're gonna fold this over, and we're going to burnish that. And then this piece is gonna go in here, okay? And what you're going to do is you're just going to make sure when you get ready to glue it down that it butts up so it's even with the edge of the card. All right, and then you'll open it up like that. And you want to make sure it's centered so that you can get your card folded. Now this is a little off, so I'm going to just take the trimmer and just do a light trim, because sometimes, you know, when you cut with your trimmer, it can be off, you know, it doesn't happen to be exactly right. Sometimes the papers are cut a little different too. So I'm just going to try to trim like just a smidgen off, okay? Just nothing much at all. So we'll get that over there. And then we'll come in, because I want to make sure that before we glue this down that it's going to close. So I've got it laid down like that. And then now it's still a little tight on this side. So we're just going to trim it down a little bit more. Hopefully I got my 6 inches right. But that's okay. We're just going to trim it down. Let's make it a little bit on this side. It's not going to hurt anything by cutting a little bit more off. We'll just keep shaving it down till we get it to the right size. And again, paper, you know, depending on how you score it, you know, that has a lot to do with it as well. I think I need to change my blade. Okay, I think we're good here. I think that's going to work. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely need to change my blade. Why is this not cooperating? Let me make sure I know that's at 2 inches. Hold on a minute. Yep, that's at 2. All right, we're going to do another little trimmy. Let's make sure we get this in here. We're going to get them even. So we've got room. Now this one needs to, you always want to make sure that you've got, let me just trim this right here, because this little piece is looking a little paperish coming off. Okay. You want to make sure that it's burnished, and when you fold it, that the bottom sides are even as well. And that looks like it's not. Looks like one side's a little lopsided than the other, and that might be why. So, okay, so our 6-inch piece goes in the middle and folds down, and then this one's going to fold over, and that one. So we're still a little off. So let me just cut a little bit more. I'm not sure what is going on with my paper trimmer, or my paper even, but that's okay. If we keep cutting it off, we ain't gonna have nothing left to it, right? And there we go, there we go. And then, so that's how it's gonna go in there. All right, now that we've got all our trimmings done, let's get this thing out of the way, because I don't think we need that anymore. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and decorate, and I've got everything pre-cut, and I'm using the Gnomes paper, Designer Series paper. So I am going to, and since there's colors, navy blue, I'm using a navy blue on the front. So I've got 2 navy blue strips and 2 pieces of the designer paper that has the trees. So this, since these are 2 inches, this is going to be 1 3/4, and then the designer paper will be 1 1/2. All right. So we'll go ahead and add this, and we're gonna, because I want my trees on the front. I was trying to come up with something different. All right, so we'll add that. And, oops, I didn't cut this one down like I was supposed to. These are supposed to be cut at, I knew I was going to do something. I thought I had everything pre-cut, and I didn't. All right, these are cut at, hang on a minute. I think it should be 5 3/4 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So that is, yeah, 5 3/4, and this one is probably 6 inches. Yep. So let's move this down to 5 1/2, right? Because we've got 5 3/4, so we're going to do 5 1/2. And then I wonder why I've got glue all over my paper trimmer, huh? Because that's why. But that's okay. It cleans off. All right. So we're going to add him. Let me get my paper up here. And I'll have to trim up the other one in just a minute, but we won't put glue on that one. All right, so I'm gonna lay my trees on here, okay? And we'll cut this one down real quick too. So this should be 5 1/2, right? 5 1/2. All right, so we'll cut that one down. Take that off. I don't know about y'all, but I tell you what, I have a hard time getting stuff off these trimmers. Okay, so then we're gonna go ahead and add our adhesive to this. And we'll get moving. I think I'm getting low on the glue. And the Tombow is low on inventory, so if y'all use that, I use this all the time now. So if you're running low, you might want to place an order and get some, just to make sure you have it. Not that I mean, there's seal, and that's still, you know, that's still, but the multi-purpose glue is running low. All right, so these are going to go on the front like this. So let's go ahead and add these. I thought this was a cute card. I'd never seen anything like this before. And I just love the way that it opens. It's like a surprise inside, right? So I thought it'd make a good Christmas card, or even you could do it as a birthday card, because you can put a gift card, or you can put money if you're going to be seeing the person in person, right? So you could put some money in that little pocket as well. Got glue on my trimmer last week. It dries and I rolled it off. I use that goo off, that Goo Gone or whatever it's called. I use that. I've just ordered another bottle from Amazon. I just love it. And this is IKEA tables that I have, and I tell you what, they are a pain in the you-know-what. They just collect dirt and everything, and there's no way I can take all my stuff off. Now I'm going to go ahead and decorate the outside. So, the inside of the flaps. I'm going to go ahead and flip the same paper over. I'm getting the camera so y'all can see me. And using the snowflakes to give it that more of a Christmas look. So we're just going to go ahead and lay these down. And you can do, you can decorate this however you want to decorate it. All right. But it's just another fun idea. So let's lay this here. And this, again, is going to be cut at 1 3/4. Okay, by 5 3/4. All right, so we'll put that on here. This one should go pretty fast. I'll show you how to mask when I do the stamping, and then I'll just color it later. Y'all don't need to watch me color. That'd probably be easier. That way I'm not keeping you all night. And this one, get down a little. This one I didn't cut quite as even. All right. Okay, so there's that, the inside. And now this we're going to place, hang on a minute, let me get my pieces together. This and this is my pocket. This is my front piece on here. So this is going to go on here. All right, and then this piece, if we want to put this on here, it's going to be kind of busy, but, and we don't have to. We can leave it. Actually, I might just leave the paper and not put any Christmas paper on this so they know it's a pocket. And then we can write a note or something like that. So let's go ahead and glue this piece on here. And this piece is, where's my other one? Let me look and see. I want to see. I'm pretty sure this one, I need to trim this one down a little bit. Yeah, I've got, this one's a little tight, so let me trim this one. I must have been in La La Land earlier. All right, so this is going to be at, see, it's 4 inches wide, so this should be 3 3/4. I'm going to make it like 3 7/8. I'm just going to cut a little smidge off just to get it in there. We want to have a little bit of a border around the pocket. Okay, so this is the piece that's going to get glued on the inside of this card. So we're going to lay this on here. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this now. Or you could put the back side of this, put the trees in there. That probably would look bad, wouldn't look bad either, right? All right, so get some glue there. All right, y'all hanging in there? Okay, so we're gonna add that. Get that in there. All right, so we're gonna fold this over. Now we're gonna add this to our card. So the short piece is what we're gonna put on here. And what I'm going to do, because I'm going to do a little cheating thing here, I'm going to cut, this is like 1 inch of designer paper, because I didn't want that big gap, so that when I put this on here, it's going to be like it's right there, like you won't even know it. You'll see it, but you won't know it. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that. And now the glue wants to come out. I guess that's what it took for me to shake it up. All right, so I'm just going to lay it down here. It's got its little border. I think this is like 1 inch, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. All right, now we can go ahead and we're going to, on the short end is where we're going to put all of our adhesive, because this is going to get glued to the inside of that card. Okay. All right. All right, thank you for coming and watching, but watch the replay and you'll get everything else that you're going to miss. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this on here, and then I normally will stand it up so that I can make sure that it's flush up here. And then I'm going to make sure it's even on my sides. Pardon me. And I can close it, so that's good. Now I see the end is a little bit, nope, it's even. All right, so there's that part, right? So there we go. Now this piece, I'm not sure why I have that piece. Don't know. Now, I think that this is like a lot of paper. Actually, I think it's really busy. Not sure why, but it does look very busy to me. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put the paper on here or not. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to just leave it the blue. I'm going to take tear and tape. Now this piece here, and you can measure your pocket however you want it. This is 3.5 by 2 and almost 2 1/4. It's like 2 1/8. Yeah, just say 2 1/4. And I'm going to put, and I put the gift card going up long, vertical instead of horizontal. I'm going to put some tear and tape on so that it will hold the pocket down. And I don't think I'm going to put the paper on it. I think it's too much, actually. All right, so let's put some tear and tape on the bottom of the card and right at as close to the edge as we can get. All right, so we'll get that on there, and then we'll do a little bit on the sides. Whoops. All right, and then we'll do, I'm only going to go, yeah, I'll go up. I won't probably go all the way. Just leave a little bit of room. All right, so there's that. I guess I should be in here where y'all can see me, huh? Sometimes I get the camera where you can see me and I don't have to move it, and then sometimes I just start, you know, it's out of habit because you try to watch what you're doing, right? And when you're on camera, you can't watch what you're doing because you got to make sure that you're in the spot that everybody else can see. All right, so we're going to pull that off, and we'll pull this off. And then we'll attach this. I'm not going to add the designer paper. I'm going to leave this blank. I know it might look goofy, but I can write. You can always write something on there to the person too, whatever it's for, you know. If I can get my scissors underneath the paper. Bear with me. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm just going to lay this, and I'm going to put it right about, let me see, because I want to make sure my card fits in. And I'm going to do it like this, my little doggy card. So we'll play it, we'll put it right about here. And I'm just going to center it from side to side, that's all. All right, and then that goes right in the pocket. I hope I didn't stick that on upside down, did I? Jeez Louise. No, I didn't. Good Lord, that is tight. I shouldn't have brought it up that high. All right, so there's our gift card. All right, so that's that. Now, this piece right here is one that we're going to decorate. So we'll go ahead and decorate that real quick. And this one, I'm just taking, let's see, I'm going to take let me find my stuff here. We don't want that. Oh, here they are. We want the Snowflakes, and I'm going to use the Pacific Point ink, so it coordinates with the designer paper. And I'm just going to stamp "Your friendship warms my heart." And I'm going to stamp that at the top because, or somewhere close to the top, because I'm going to write a sentiment. I always write long messages. It's what I do. And then we're going to stamp some snowflakes. All right. So, and this one I like because you can make corners. So we're just going to come over here, and I probably should have put him down some. Let's see if we can get it without. Oh, it'll be fine. We'll just go off the paper some. That works. And we'll stamp this corner here. And you can decorate this however you want. And I think I'm just going to do the corners. That way it gives you room to write your message. And, okay. All right, so that's all I'm going to do for that. And that way I can write a message to whoever that is going to. And let me put that over there. All right, and then this we're just going to attach to the front of that long piece, right? So let's go ahead and adhere that. And then you can write your message on here, or you can leave it blank, but I'm going to write my message, so when they open it up, they'll see, oh, look at that, isn't that cute? And then they'll open up again, and then they're really surprised. All right, so that's how that's going to close. Look at that. And then we're going to decorate the front. So let me show you, that's what my paper's for. I'm going to show you how to mask. I'm not going to color, the two because you all know how to color. All right, so let me just show you, if you're not familiar with masking, what that is. All right, so whatever item, whatever picture, well, what did I do with my little gnome? Hang on, what happened to my gnome? Oh, he's in here. All right, so whatever you want in the forefront, so whatever thing you want forward is the one that you will need to mask so that you can get the other items to look like it's behind him, okay? So in this case, what I've done is I've taken a piece of sticky note and I stamped the gnome on it, right? And then I'm going to move this up just a little bit. Woo, not that much. Sorry, hang on. Hang on. I have to do this with my fingers, and I'm not sure if there's any other way to do that. All right, so I'm going to stamp my gnome, and I think this should be big enough. My feet might not go on here from a moose, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. So what I'm going to do, because this is what I found is easier for me, I'm going to stamp my gnome first, because I want to get him placed on here, and then I'm going to cover him up. Let me see if I can get him right close to the top. All right, so now I'm going to cover him with my mask. Make sure he's dry, because I don't want smearing. All right, so we're gonna, and when you stamp them on your sticky pad or sticky note, you want to hand trim him. And I didn't need to do the top, because the only part I'm worried about is his feet and his beard right there. So you just want to cover up your design. All right, so we've got him covered. If you get him in there right, hang on. We get his feet right, because we don't want that. All right, so there we go. Now, I want the moose to look like, see how it looks like the gnome is sitting on his head? That's what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm going to ink up my moose, and I know my gnome's foot is right there, right, because I've covered it up. So I know, then I have to look at this and see, well, how far down does my moose's antlers go? And this one is a little lower. So I'm going to bring this one up just a tad to where I think it might be close. And we're going to stamp this down. So I'm hoping I get this about right. So let's see how it's going to go. So let's stamp like that. And we're going to push it down. All right. And then when we take this off, I think my gnome is going to be a little bit high. I can tell right there. See, I should have twisted my gnome the other way. I mean, my moose. All right, so now he looks like he's riding in the air. But do you see what I mean? If we had gotten him, I could have turned the moose. I should turn him a little bit more this way to get the moose's ears up. So let's flip this over and try this. Let's do it one more time, and then we'll call it a night. How's that? Let me get my gnome. Let's try it one more time. So we're gonna stamp him right there, okay? And then we're gonna cover him up, and we're gonna try this one more time. And it takes practice when you're doing the masking, because it is, in this case, it's not as hard because we're not trying to get the gnome to be sitting on his head. But most places you want something in the background and you want something to show in the foreground, and that's the difference. So, but we'll try it again. So let's twist. So we got a big gap there. So I'm going to bring this up again and see if I can get up a little bit higher, and I'm going to twist his antler, and let's see if we can get it to look like he's riding this time. All right, so let's see. I think that's going to work. So look, we'll take this off, and there you go. He looks like he's riding. That's pretty good. See that? So that's how you do masking, okay? All right, so I don't think you need to watch me color unless you want to, but I don't think you need to. So what we would do then is whatever you want to put on the front of your card, put whatever you want to help keep it closed. And then I use the Balmy Blue stripe with the white, and I've just tied it up with a bow. And let me show you how I did that, because when you have one-sided paper, I twist. And so I wrap this 4-way. I go to measure how much ribbon I need. I will mark it 4 times. So I've got 2, 3, and then this is 4. And then I cut a little extra to tie my bow. All right. And then I'm not going to color this because I don't want to hold y'all up. It's already 8:13. Okay, so we're going to tie this in a bow. Let me get it even here. And if it doesn't work, you just do it again. All right, we're going to move this one over just a tad. Now, since it's only on one side, right? So I'm going to bring this one around. But instead of going like what you normally would do like that, I'm going to flip it this way. I'm going to flip it backwards, or like towards the front. And then I'm going to wrap this guy around. Let me get up here where you can see. I'm going to wrap him around. And then once I get it pulled through, I am going to twist the ribbon so that, all right, so let me get it pulled through. Now I'm going to twist it. So see how I'm going to get that twisted? And we're going to turn it so that the color shows. There we go, just like that. All right, so that's what you could do to get your ribbons if it's one-sided. So there you go. There is our new Fun Fold card. Look at that. So it closes like this. Got our little moose on it. This would make a good birthday card as well. Open it up. There's your sentiment, and it already tells them that it's flipping, that there's something in there. And look at that. You got a gift card holder. Isn't that cute? All right. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you for sticking with me. I know we're a little bit over, but I wanted to show you this template as well. So thank you for spending Tuesday evening with me. I greatly appreciate it. And have a great week. And I will see you all next Tuesday. Thanks, everyone. Bye now. Make sure that you share